Let's keep it really simple. Just make sure when you put it on that it fits very snugly against you. Nothing's too baggy when you pull against it on your chest, on the sides of your body, on your sleeves, and that should be a very quick way to tell if it's a good fitting shirt. This was very nice and tight on me. It was a small, and I chose a color that was very transferable and applicable to almost any outfit, which was this almost teal slash tan. The main colors you want to stick to are black, navy blue, brown, white. That's about it. And if you stick to those colors, everything is very transferable. If you have crazy rainbow clown colors, it's going to be really tough for you to match outfits. You're just going to look like a clown. So that's the first thing, $10 pickup. And in terms of pricing, this is really good because any type of staple items like socks, underwear, and stuff like this, t-shirts, Henleys, you don't have to spend excessive amounts on them because they are such staple items that you very quickly get diminishing return for the fit and the fabric the more you go up in price. Believe me, for t-shirts and v-necks like this one, I went through the ringer in terms of testing out and buying more expensive ones. This one's a Gap one, but I also bought an expensive Banana Republic t-shirt. And really quickly I realized that, despite what a lot of the top YouTubers said, the quality difference was very small and slight. The price difference was huge. And for these small staple items that you're going to be replacing and using a lot, there's really not much of a price range. It's an easy way for companies to scam and make a lot of money off of you from those huge profit margins. You don't want to spend $100 on a t-shirt. Listen to Macklemore in this song Thrift Store. He understands it. Limited edition. Let's do some simple addition. $50 for a t-shirt. That's just some ignorant biatch. So moving on to the next one, we have Old Navy here. Another department store low tier type of brand. However, I think you truly can get good deals from Old Navy. One of the things that Old Navy does, as well as Express and Banana Republic, is that they have year-long sales. Then they won't admit this. They'll make it seem like it's a weekly sale or it's a monthly sale or a one-time sale. But if you track what they do, which I have for the last few years, they're always on sale. It's always a 40% discount. It seems like something good, but it's not. Now, here's what I got there at Old Navy. It's basically a long sleeve shirt with the sleeves different colors than the body of the shirt. This is a classic staple of menswear, and it's something that I've been looking to get for a very long time. Again, the colors were very deliberate as well. They're black and white for the same reasons I mentioned earlier, and the same thing with the fit. You always want to try it on in the store. As far as online stores go, only buy online if you truly have already taken that exact model and tested it out and put it on in the store. Now, I mean all the best to Aaron Marino, but he kind of steered me wrong. Back when I first was watching YouTube fashion videos, he kept plugging the online company Jack Threads, and I was like, I'm going to test this out. So I had very little money, and I spent a good portion, like 40-50 bucks, on two Henleys that looked really good from the pictures. I bought them and they were just horrible. Like, one was so small that the sleeves ended here, even though it was a long sleeve Henley that should have ended at my wrist. And then for another one, it was just horrendous. I believe I still have the old YouTube video just kind of bashing Jack Threads. If you go far back enough on my YouTube channel, it was like many years ago. And I still like Aaron Marino as a influencer. Since then, he has retracted his claims on Jack Threads as a company. He stopped promoting them, but it still kind of like destroyed my trust in him a bit. And I know that happens. Sometimes you try your best to recommend a company and they just kind of screw over some of their customers, like especially with so many customers, you can't help but do that. But this one I really tried on in the store and it really worked, and that's just something I found time and time again. If you don't test it out in person and then you buy it online and it's a hassle to return or they don't allow returns, huge problem. But I really like this one. Old Navy, just like Kohl's, is a company that is always on sale. And of course the quality is clearly not that high, but it's not that low either. This is like decent fabric. In fact, if I take a look here, it's soft washed ultra deox. It's from Vietnam, and it seems to be pretty good quality. Now, when you should know about company brand branches. So believe it or not, Athleta, Banana Republic, Gap, and Old Navy are all under the same parent brand. Now I think all these brands are very similar and different tiers. Old Navy is clearly kind of like the Walmart of the bunch. Athleta is kind of like the Lululemon competitor, but it truly is something that's good. And what I'm looking for now is what this is made of. So this is 60% cotton and 40% polyester, which isn't really that bad considering I spent $9 on this. You can check out the receipt here, but it's basically going to say $9 on it. And the original price minus the discount, the original price was $18.99, but it's $9 after the discount. Now you want to take those discounts with a grain of salt because they're always on sale, as I said, but that's saying something considering that I bought this during the fall season when it's in the full swing of things and selling for full price. If I had waited until the end of winter or the start of spring, perhaps I could have gotten this at an even cheaper discounted price. Now with these types of pricing things, you're always a bit skeptical because it's like, is it so cheap because it's truly a good bargain, or is it so cheap because the quality kind of sucks? Now because this is 60% cotton, that's a great way of kind of telling. Cotton is higher quality fabric than polyester. I think it's a pretty good deal. Obviously I would have preferred 100% cotton. However, this is one of those undershirts that more or less does the same thing. So if you have the extra money, go 100% cotton. It's going to cost you quite a deal more, but for my purposes, I think it works perfectly well. You can't tell the difference, and the colors are so versatile that you can do anything. Now keep in mind there are many other colors there. There is a green version, and you can swing that way, but it may not look good. Now I'm going to move on to Macy's, and you can kind of tell I'm kind of working up there in terms of pricing from the lowest quality pricing to the highest. And I tried thrift stores, I really did. I went to many Goodwills and stuff, but first off, it just smelled like garbage. All the outfits there were just they just didn't really fit well, and they were the wrong size. They were brands I'd never heard of, and nothing really there stood out to me. However, what we have here really excites me. So I got this at Macy's, and this was a great deal. So when it comes to like staples like these, in this case it is a standard men's black puffer vest, a classic staple to any type of men's wardrobe. I think when it comes to stuff like this, as with any of these essential staples, I love to do my research and digging. So I go to every possible store I can and look at the price and contrast that with quality. And with puffer vests, I mean, they come in all shapes and sizes. All different brands and stores have them, so you can really easily get overwhelmed with this or pretty much anything. T-shirts, bomber jackets, because almost every store has some variation of them. I mean, it's a competitive market. However, I really tested out a bunch of them, and I really felt the fabric. And I think the first biggest thing that you kind of want to look for is how thick the fabric is. Now for some of the bigger, even more expensive brands like Banana Republic, which sells their puffer vests for $100 minus their 40% discount that's always going on, so it's about 60 bucks, sometimes greater depending on which puffer vest you go for. For some reason it's very thin, as with most puffer vests. And I think at first I was like, I want the thickest one, which surprisingly you can get at some of the cheaper department stores like Macy's or JCPenney or Costco, and they'll be really thick, puffy puffer vests. And I thought these were the best because, of course, the winter is coming, so you want something that will keep you warm. And of course, you would assume that the ones that have a lot of puff to them will insulate you more, and that makes a lot of sense. But I really thought about it, and I think the reason that a lot of the higher end brands, or just brands in general, have very thin puffer vests, like super thin, is one, maybe because they're not as high quality as you might think. Maybe again, that's a problem with insulation. But two, I think it's also more so about style than insulation. A lot of these higher end brands like Banana Republic, J. Crew, they have puffer vests that are very thin, and they really don't keep you that warm because they're more so concerned about sleekness, keeping you somewhat insulated, but also having the versatility so you can put on more layers on top, make you look more stylish. It's up to you, but for me, I kind of wanted something that was a bit more thick, but not too thick. There's a incredible brand, I can't remember what it was called, but if you go to JCPenney, there's a couple of them on sale from different brands where it's very thick, very fashionable, fits well, and it only costs about 25 bucks each. And I decided to go with one that was a little bit more pricey. What really sold me to this one was the fabric and the feel. It was more insulating, and I was really looking for extra stitching patterns to really show that they went above and beyond. If you go to like the lowest tier brands and you kind of look around and compare and contrast, you will notice that the stitching, like the subtle stitching on the sides and in terms of the pockets, you'll start to notice that with the cheaper brands, it's really clearly not well done. It's very plain, it's very cut and straightforward, and quite frankly kind of lame in the sense. Like, you don't have to be a fashion expert, like I'm not, but you just see them and you compare it to something that's a bit more high quality, like something from Uniqlo, or in this case I got this from Macy's, but it's the weatherproof vintage brand. Or and you compare lower tier brands like H&M to higher tier brands like Banana Republic, the stitching will be very obviously lower quality. Like you can clearly tell it's like very plain, generic, and straight out of something like McDonald's. So that's what really sold me to this. The different colors in here, the fabric, the extra stitching. I'm not a fashion expert, but you can truly tell that they put some extra work into this to really make it better. And as always, you kind of want to go straight to the tag and really see what materials it's made out of. If it's polyester, that's not a good sign. Now this one was 100%. It is 100% polyester, so unfortunately, it's not the highest quality. If I had the extra money, I would definitely go for something a bit more higher end. Not H&M because it's the same kind of deal, 100% polyester. But if you go to if you have the more money, Banana Republic, Uniqlo is probably the best bet because it has higher quality but really good prices. Like, you can get something for 40 bucks, 30 bucks even. In my opinion though, if I had unlimited money, I would go for the Banana Republic one because that one really had the best prices and best quality. You're probably paying 60 bucks for 100% cotton puffer vest. But if you are budget friendly, most people aren't going to be able to tell the difference. It will wear, it will tear, it will dirty, and it will break faster than if you bought something from the highest end brand. So if you want something that lasts you the ages, it may be worth it to pay extra quality. But if you're just an average person with an average budget and you're just looking to wear this occasionally and go out and about and kind of look like you're fashionable and so forth, people can't tell the difference. Like, I can't tell the difference if this is cotton or polyester from a distance. It will wear slightly faster and you may have to replace it sooner, but by then you may have earned more money, gotten more of a higher average monthly or yearly earning income, and then you can transition to the Banana Republics, the J. Crews of the world. Finally, we will hit the largest hit in the bank, Banana Republic. This is more of a premium. I won't call it truly premium like Gucci or anything. I would call it like a mid-tier premium that's affordable and worth its price. I really like Banana Republic for a lot of reasons. Like, there's some things that they do wrong, like their shoes, but there's so many things they do right. And what they really get right is the pricing, fabric, and fit for their classics, their dress shoes. Not dress shoes, their dress shirts. I don't like their shoes, but I love their dress shirts. I love their pants. Those are their staples. That's what they were originally known for, and that's what they should be known for. I mean, the fit, the fabric, incredible. This one, took a lot of digging to find. Let me explain to you how I found this one. This one, I would go to the sale section of Banana Republic stores consistently for weeks and months on end, just kind of looking around, and oftentimes I would leave empty-handed. But that's kind of what you have to do when you're bargain shopping. And what I was looking for was a light blue dress shirt, because the light blue is a staple color that is transferable and something you can wear with many different outfits. And I finally found something that was my size, my fit, and on sale in the sales rack. Now there's many different types of fits, so you have to be careful here when you go to Banana Republic. There's for dress shirts, there's two main fits, the Grant fit and the Emerson fit. And I just suggest you use the same strategy I talked about. Go into an actual dressing room and try them on and see what fits better. And this was the obvious choice for my build, the slim sleek build. It fits so much better on me. Small worked wonders, medium made me look baggy, and I really liked it. The color was really something that also worked for me. I was looking specifically for light blue, and sometimes, you know, I found the right fit, right size, wrong color. But you just have to be patient, you have to keep looking, and you have to wait until the end of seasons. When it gets cold, all the summer stuff goes on sale, and vice versa. So this one, really great buy in my opinion. The original price for these are upwards of $80 or $100 before the 40% off sales. After that, it's about $60, maybe $40 if you buy a dress shirt that costs $80. So it'll be around the $40-$50 range. Plus, if you sign up for their email newsletter or you do a Google search, you maybe will find an additional discount, another 5% or 10% off. And I did all that plus a little bit more. I found this in the sale rack, so it was already discounted from its original price, and it went down to $31.99. So eventually, what I ended up paying for, the final price for this was a lot lower than it usually is. $15.54. Check that out. $15.54. You might not be able to see it from this the zoom on my camera, but the one last thing I did was I signed up for a Banana Republic Visa credit card. And the thing with credit cards, I was kind of averse to it because it's like, what's the deal? What are they trying to do with this? And I spent years avoiding them. I ended up really trying it with Banana Republic because I do shop there quite often anyways, and they do give you extra discounts consistently. I believe it's about a 10% discount and an extra 40% on your first purchase. Not a lot, but worth it for me. And I think what they're really trying to get you with credit cards, store brand credit cards, is they're hoping that you forget to pay the fee because their interest rates are through the roof. So for me, I'm 95% of the time I always pay my bills on time, so I didn't think I would have to worry about that. And heck, you know, if I got these extra discounts, I'll do them. So I applied that and I bought it with the Banana Republic Visa gift card. Not gift card, credit card, and it gave me an extra 10% off. So after all those discounts, I got a pretty darn good price for this. Basically, to do the math one more time, original price, this was $64.50. Then I got down to $31.99 based off the sales. It being in the sales rack because summer was ending. I don't really know truly why this was on discount because this is good for winter as well. I think it's more of a summer essential because it's in Oxford, which you can tell by the extra button at the end of the collar, rather than a true dress shirt which doesn't have this button at the end of the collar. So long story short, that's kind of why I got it. $31.99 minus the 40% off store-wide constant discount brings it down to about $16. Plus the 10% discount from the Banana credit card brings it down to $15.54, including tax. So I thought it was an incredible deal, really worth it in my opinion. And the only thing that I wish was a bit better was that I wish that this was a solid blue instead of this slightly striped white blue, which I don't mind because you can barely tell a difference. And I kind of wish that This was a true dress shirt rather than an Oxford, which is a bit more casual. I prefer something more formal, but compromises must be made if you are doing something on sale. So overall, very happy with my purchases. All of them were around the $10 mark, save for the Banana Republic, which is around the $15 mark. All very budget friendly. Well, this vest cost about 17 bucks, but overall very good purchases. The original price on this vest, which might blow your mind, it was 60 bucks. So it was extremely discounted, although it was brand new, and they had stacks of them. I'm guessing what happened with those vests was that they were overstocked, perhaps. But overall, very excited about all my purchases, and I thought they were pretty darn good. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know what you want to cover next. Hit that subscribe button, and that's it.